Bang! Neeves Knives, I'm Jared, and we have a couple new Wii knives that just dropped. This is the Diatomic, the Wii Diatomic, and this got Texas Blade Show, Texas 2023 Blade Show Best Tactical Folding Knife of the Year as far as production knives goes. So you can see it's got a dagger style blade, and you can see the pattern stretches from the handle to the blade, and there is different versions of this, different colors and stuff. 20 CV spear point or dagger style blade. It is single edge, so this side is not sharpened. Then the handle is a titanium frame lock, but it's very unique how this handle is. I'm going to explain how it's put together, because when you really look at it, it's, you know, I had to take it apart to figure it out, because you have these two screws back here that are T8 hardware, or T8 screws back here. Now, what they're doing is they're just holding on the butt cap of this. And if you pull it off, you can actually see the tip of the knife. Now, when you move up here to the two clips, because it has a clip on both sides, which has a roller bearing on each one, so it's a roller clip. This is actually hooked to the pivot. So the pivot is attached to one side with the clip, and it goes through the knife to the other side. The one problem I have with it is it's T6. I don't know why. T6 pivot, I'm not a big fan of that. You know, I wish they would have just did T8, but hey, it does work. You know, you just got to take off this one side, the clip will pop off, and then that is the pivot. So it's pretty unique how the build is on this thing. Very, very smooth. Super duper snappy. We'll talk about these roller bearing clips here in 1 second. But the flipping action, really good. Super solid detent. Damn near fall shut action. It's only gotten smoother and smoother every time I flip it. So, and nice comfortable flipping action. You can also take this side, I guess you'd call it the guard, and reverse flick off of it if you do it just right. And you can also thumb flick it. So that's pretty cool. It's mostly just a flipper though, so it's a little difficult to get this one down pat, but you can do it. Now, the blade sits in the handle really nicely, perfectly centered, great blade to handle ratio. I like this micro jimping down here on the handle. You know, it does have a lot of nice texturing on it. It's fairly ergonomic. You know, it's actually very ergonomic. And, you know, being a tactical style blade, you know, it is somewhat of a self-defense knife, but this can totally be used for EDC. The blade is nice and thin. The whole blade stock thickness is nice and thin. A lot of times these daggers are very thick and they don't have good geometry. This actually has pretty good geometry and a very, very pokey tip. Now, the access to the lock bar, they don't give you access, but it actually is comfortable. It's very easy to disengage, so no complaints by me, and I'm a nitpicker on that one, so I'm happy with that. Now, you don't have to worry about the spine because it's not sharp, but it does kind of carry itself anyways, but otherwise you can use the finger guard and kind of lower it down like that. Now, as far as build quality and everything, this thing's on point. Action, all that stuff's on point. I do like the way it's built. Sharpening tool and plunge grind, you know, they're fairly decent. You're going to get some good sharpenings out of it before you hit the plunge grind. But my one negative is, and I'm surprised they missed this, and maybe it's intentional, I don't know, but it's tipped down. So you can see the clips are on this side, so they're tipped down. Now, that's not that big of a deal, and when you pull it out, it is easy to get to, so you can flip it open. You just got to make sure you put it in the right direction. And the way I notice it, because it's kind of hard to tell which side's which, is by the steel lock bar insert. The steel lock bar insert always put away from you, and then that is the way to flip it. But if it was tip up, right? If it was tip up, then this could be a wave. So then it would be even more tactical. As you're pulling it out of the pocket, you'd be able to deploy it, pulling it out of the pocket. But the clip's on the opposite side, so you can't do that. Which, you know, it's kind of weird that they did that because they have the texturing here and everything. Maybe the clip would be there, so maybe it wouldn't be so much texturing, but one side would be. But you'd be able to grip it, rip it, pull it, and it deploy while pulling it out of the pocket. But anyways, it's not that way, so you have to grip around the clip, pull it out, then flip it, which is fine. You know, it's not that big of a deal, and the detent is nice. I don't see it just popping out, you know, while it's in your pocket or anything like that. I like the two-piece construction. Well, actually three-piece, so it's two-piece, and then the butt cap, which is pretty cool. 20 CV steel, great steel. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I can see why it got best folding tactical knife of the year. And you know, I love seeing things that are unique and different, so I'm here for it. The next one is a knife that already exists, the Wii Big Banter.
What is up, guys?
Yeah, so they have the micarta one, they have the black G10, now the JADE G10. I'm surprised they went with JADE G10 instead of a different handle material, but I guess the JADE G10 does allow you to make or put whatever color handles you want on there, because you can RIT dye these and change them to whatever color. 20 CV spear point blade. I really like this knife. I think this is one of the best work knives. It has a super versatile blade, very, very ergonomic. I know a lot of people wish it didn't have the finger choil, and they wish, you know, the blade started here so the blade to handle ratio was a little bit better, or cutting edge to blade ratio was a little bit better. But just the way it is, man, super duper smooth, fantastic thumb stud action. The Banter XL, or the large Banter, is definitely an awesome knife. As far as a user goes, you know, if you're the type that, you know, you care about function and how well it works and it being a great tool, the Banter is a fantastic tool. And then obviously there's other versions too. You know, you got the smaller or the regular one, then the mini. So lots of different sizes. And the deep carry clip is inset with flat screws and reversible. T8 hardware all the way around. And that thing kicks. Perfect sharpening tool or sharpening notch. So yeah, very cool. You know, and the blade geometry, you know, it's slicey enough to be nice and slicey, but also robust enough to be a good worker. But like I said, they have so many different versions of the Banter series that you can get. So there's a lot of different styles and flavors, you know, because there's all different colors, you know, and not saying with the big one, but with the medium-sized one and then the small one. And then with the large one, there's a couple different options. Anyways, work hard, stay tough. You know society's relying on you. Until next time, peace.